Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. We are back after the watch along. What a disaster, worse than the 5-1 loss against Napoli. We lost. I said that I had a lot of things to say in the watch along, so thank you for shifting from the watch along to here. You know it. I'm not a person that when it's going well, I'm going live. When it's going bad, I'm not going live. I don't like that. I like to put my face on it. I think it's really important to stay together and to explain what's in us, trying to find a balance between the shocking performance of Juventus, shocking and awful performance of Juventus on the pitch, the wrong choices of the coach, and finding another balance between what happened off the field. There is no way to justify a performance like we saw today. There is no way. It is impossible. But there are things that we have to say. There are things that we have to speak about. The first thing, thank you to Sam, that's saying the -10 can't justify what we saw, rock bottom. I have two ways of seeing things, Sam. I agree, I don't agree. I agree, I don't agree with your message. One thing that I want to say is a lot of fans, the majority of the fans, they don't deserve this. We don't deserve this. We absolutely not deserve this. We don't deserve to assist game in, game out to performances like this. We don't deserve to be hit and to be slapped on our face game in, game out. We don't deserve seeing the same mistakes game after game after game. You're frustrated. I am tired. I am extremely tired of this season. It has been a really difficult one. I don't even have the energy anymore to yell, to scream, to be really angry, to break things. I don't have the energy. This is what Italian Serie A did to us. This is what the performance of Juventus on the field did to us. Thank you to Amin that became a new member on the channel. Really appreciate it, my friend. Absolutely appreciate it. Thank you for your support. And Ron that is saying, where was the pride? It's embarrassing. People, of course, are asking the head of Max Allegri. If we don't sack Allegri, we deserve to lose. Starboy, last season and all this season, we play 5 matches in same tempo for 90 minutes. Frustration is a must. Juan, I was criticizing for insulting Juve, and I will continue to criticize you for insulting Juve. Aldo, it's better to play with 10 men than with Alexander today. Awful performance. That's so true. I'm so tired. Luca is tired as well. Ryan, I didn't mention you, and they are speaking between themselves. Shame. What about Miretti? Where people were speaking about Miretti. Beppe, Juventus has become a team of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. We cannot play one good game and then lose 3 games in a row. Even the good games, I believe you are overestimating the performance of this year. If we speak about good games, about wins, maybe. About good games, no. If I wasn't Juventus, I wouldn't play anymore. No matter what, we will lose if not on the gameplay. Okay, let's speak a bit about this game. If we are not thinking about the off the field, that in the first comment people said it can't be an excuse. Let's speak about this, and then we will do a sum up of the entire season with the things that were wrong, the things that we can blame ourselves, the behavior of us supporters towards correctly frustration, to correctly anger, and then the exaggeration on some things. Well, if we speak about today's game, there is not a lot of things that we can say. It was quite fast. 15 minutes of Juventus with the intention of winning that game. Nobody can discuss that. Even the most pessimistic one can't discuss the fact that they had the intention to play and to win that game. But the intention is not enough, because when you have the intention, you also need something else. And that is the ability to be able to play, to go on target, to score, which Juventus was not able to do for 15 minutes, even if Juventus again was doing okay in terms of intention. Not easy after the off-the-field decision, but at least you see an intention. With a team that is playing with a 3-5-2, and at that moment you say, we will win. We will win, we will react. Unfortunately, we score a goal where you can discuss if it's a foul or not. Because Bremer is not pushing Vicario, but it's touching him. If the rule is saying you can't touch the goalkeeper, you have to disallow the goal. But they don't go to VAR. And that makes that the players of Juventus are angry. They feel an immense injustice, and they go out of the game. They totally lose their mind. They go out of the game. A consequence of that is that for the first time, Empoli is going up front. Barbieri is on the other side to cover a counter-attack. He's taking that ball. He's putting that ball out, touching the ball. And he's whistled a free kick against. That he doesn't understand, that I don't understand, that nobody understands. But it's not the problem because it's far away. The problem is that that fall is going long into our box. Szczesny is deflecting it, and Milik is doing something really stupid, is giving a penalty to Empoli. Empoli is able to transform it. From that moment on, we collapse. We have 6 minutes of horror where Juventus is not able to react. We receive that second goal that I don't even remember how it arrived. And it's over. And the game is over. The game was over after that penalty. That game was totally over without any chance of Juventus coming back after that 2-0. We are at the 21st minute. In the chat, in the watch-along, it was a corner kick. Yeah, maybe. I don't remember. In the chat, in the watch-along, we all knew that this was over. The problem is that a lot of people changed their opinion after the first 15 minutes where everything was going okay, and some people were praising the team for the reaction after the 10 points. After some people okay with the disallowed goal, some people not okay, and so on and so on. They changed totally behavior, and it was again a continuous attack on individuals, on the coach, on the players, on everyone. But anyway, the players, they can't listen to what we were writing in the watch-along. The players were not able to react. We finished the first half without real reaction, and on top of that, we were not able to go on target. With Bremer missing, with Vlahovic missing. Hey, Vlahovic at a certain moment, he has a ball. I believe it's in the second half that comes up on his foot, on the left one. He's not able to go on target. He's putting that ball in the sky high. It's not the first time it happened this season. It's not also the first time it happened that game. A lot of really bad things happened during that game with Juventus not able to be precise. If I'm not wrong, at a certain moment we were at 60% pass accuracy in opposition half. We finished the game with 64% pass accuracy in opposition half, total 82, way too low for a team that is called Juventus. Average, and we are used to it for this team and for the team of last season. So it's unfortunate, it's a problem. Second half, we were not believing that we would score, and the problem is that not only the supporters were not believing that we would score, but even the players. instead of that, disaster from Alexandro. I still need to understand if there was a foul on Alexandro or not, but anyway, it's not the first time this season. We saw it versus Lazio. We saw it versus, I don't remember who, that Alexandro, when he's touched, they don't care. They let the game continue. Foul on Alexandro, I believe, and they score. They score. Really bad defense from Alexandro. Huh? Not to justify, really, again, a terrible performance of Alexandro. The problem is that Alexandro, it's not even a surprise. And we know it since 3 seasons, at least 3 seasons. Juventus, we change a lot of players, but the result is the same. Di Maria, really bad. Really bad. Really bad, Di Maria. The only one that was doing a bit better was probably Federico Chiesa. He had to, if we are looking at the game of Sevilla, better Federico Chiesa. But a team that was not able to play, not able to react, not able to offer something, not able to show some dignity on the field. A lot of players gave up mentally, they broke down, they collapsed. Someone said earlier it's like a castle of cards and there was a small wind and everything collapsed. This is Juventus today against Empoli. Empoli that today is mathematically saved and they celebrated correctly after the game. Winning 4-1 against Juve is historical for them. They deserve, Juventus didn't deserve, Juventus is out. This is about the game of today. There is that beautiful goal of Federico Chiesa. Chiesa, according to me, maybe the best one on the field. But that's it. That's it, guys. Bogdan is saying -10, but in reality it's a -13. Win-win for Federazione Italiana Gioco Calcio. Thank you for your comment. Thank you for your donation, Bogdan. Premieri is a new member of the channel. Thank you, Premieri, and also thank you to Kirill. It's not over, guys, because we have to speak about all the other things as well. Thank you, Kirill. Really appreciate it, my friend. Premieri that said something. He said Sandro, Quadrado, Milik, Allegri out immediately. Look, Juventini. Look, Juventini. I'm tired of this season. We don't deserve this. But I believe that neither the player, neither Juventus deserves what we are seeing today. Mourinho said something totally correct. Serie A is rigged. I told you that I would not care about Empoli, Juve, that I would do the watch-along because I didn't want to leave the boys alone, but I would not care about Empoli, Juve, that it would not affect me even if we lost 5-0. I was lying to myself because it hurts me. It hurts me so much. It hurts me so much because I believe, guys, that there is nothing worse than injustice in the world. I don't know if Juve is guilty or not because I was not there. I read, I studied, I can explain you that on some things Juventus did not do anything wrong, but the incoherence of a trial, the unfair way of rigging the league openly at the eye of everyone is something that is really hurting me a lot. Like taking 10 points from Juventus at the moment that they are entering the field for a warm-up. They had an entire day to come up with how many points Juventus would lose. They decided to do it on the day of a game. They decided to do it on the moment that the players are going for a warm-up, where nobody from the management has the time to speak with the team, to explain them. They didn't do it 90 minutes after. They didn't do it before Roma. And what were they doing? They were with the -10. And this is the worst thing, guys. This is the worst thing ever. They gave you hope. They gave you hope. The -10 is giving you hope. And is giving you the impression that it's okay. I saw some people saying, with a -10, if we win the 3 games, it's okay. We are finishing top 4. Can you imagine? Can you really imagine that some people, Juventini, they went so far to say -10 is okay? Because Roma didn't win. If we win the 3 games, we are top 4. -10 is okay. Let's go. Let's win against Empoli. Let's trash them. We can do it. I remind people that this team, they had one big problem. The entire team, huh? One. Who can identify what was the biggest problem of this team? The biggest one. If you are completely honest. The biggest problem of Juventus 22-23. One word or 2 words. I see Allegri. I see no grinta. I see mentality. Coming back. Unbalanced mentality. Unity. Communication. Reaction. Balls. Mentality. Mentally fragile. Mentally. I see a lot of mentality. Guys, I see a lot of Allegri as well, of course, huh? Because, of course, who should bring you that mentality? It's the coach. But the common thread of all this season has been a mentally weak Juventus without leadership, because I saw the word leadership, without spirit, like Autellectual is saying. No, Roberto Gallo, I would not say quality as first. Quality was a consequence of, but a mentally fragile team. Dr. A, fragile, really fragile team. Benfica, 20 minutes of beautiful football of Juventus, concede a penalty. We don't come back. Miretti never came back mentally from causing that penalty. And I saw Miretti since 3 years, the potential of that kid mentally. We saw all the stats. From the moment that we concede 1 goal, we never win. I believe we won like 4 times if we conceded a goal. 4 times only in an entire season. I will give you even another stat, maybe, if you would love to. We conceded in Serie A sometimes, but 22 times we're able to have clean sheets. 22 on 36, which is not bad. 22 clean sheets on 36. We don't have the best defense of Serie A for one reason. There were 3 games where Juventus conceded a lot of goals. The one against Napoli. They were on fire. They destroyed us. And they were correct. There is nothing to say. But then you have 3 goals against Atalanta 24 hours after they took away the 15 points from us. That the second goal where Juventus conceded a lot of goals. And then Empoli today. We conceded 4 goals. 30 minutes after the -10. This confirms 2 things. The first one, that we have a mentally weak team. A team that as soon as they hear something, they are shaken and they can't react. They want to, but they can't. They can't. Yeah, D-Man, a lot of came from World Cup. We can find excuses. I don't want to find any excuse for the Napoli game. We lost 5-1. They were much better. We can't. I know, players came from World Cup and so on. You're correct, but I don't want to, because then, we can find so many excuses. And I'm not here to excuse a team that lost 16 times in the entire season, all competition long. But it shows that we have a mentally weak team that is not able to react. That's first. And then that Federazione Italiana Gioco Calcio did really dirty to that team of Juventus. Really did us Juventini dirt. Entire season, from the first game until the last. And the last is not yet here. The last will be against Udinese. But they really did us dirt. And what made me the most angry today is that correctly we are criticizing Allegri, Alexandro, Vlahovic, Locatelli, Miretti, Milik, Di Maria. It's already a lot of players that we are criticizing correctly. And coach, we are criticizing all of them correctly. But we Juventini, we have, and I believe we are the only fan base in Italy. I don't know about the other leagues. We are the only fan base in Italy, and I will never understand it, that we are ready to put fire on our own club, on our own players, without opening our eyes and fighting against injustice. I saw, and probably correctly, I never said it, for me it's always end of the season we discuss, but I saw, I believe on the channel, on social media, and I will be kind, 1 million time hashtag Allegri out. 1 million time. You know how many hashtag Federazione Italiana Gioco Calcio, FIGC, I saw from Juventini? I didn't see. A lot of so-called Juventus personalities, VIPs on television, praising the beautiful win of Napoli, the fact that Inter is in the final of Champions League, Roma there in the final, Calcio is back, the people of the Calcio is back. I never saw them defending Juve one time or standing up against the injustice. The only person that I saw that is an anti-Juve, that is standing up against it, is Mourinho today. On the 22nd of May, that said what a lot of Juventini should have said. First, we start speaking about that, the injustice and the disgusting way. And then we can speak about our own problems. We don't have to hide our problems. No, we have to appoint them, because if we hide them, we will create them again next year. If Allegri is the problem, I believe he should leave. Himself or the club should sack him. We agree? We agree. If some players are not able to play a Sevilla semi-final with the shirt, they should leave. Di Maria or whoever it is. If Vlahovic, and I'm always speaking with ifs, guys, if Vlahovic is not happy, he should be on the mercato. I have no problems with that. Like Matthijs de Ligt was not happy anymore, leave. Like Zinedine Zidane, back then he was not happy anymore, leave. But that doesn't mean that these things can be said, but first of all, defending our dignity, because what we are seeing off the field is this year the most disgusting thing I ever saw in my life. Much worse than Calciopoli. Calciopoli was done in 2 weeks. We were sent in Serie B. You didn't even have the time to react, to study, to react, to check, to see. This time, they took us and they put some fire under our feet in the beginning of the season. And they didn't stop. And bit by bit, they consumed us physically and mentally. Us, the supporters, the fans. And the only thing we have to say is, dai, Roma will show in the European League that Italy is back, that Calcio is back. We don't care that Mourinho had 0 shots on target against Leverkusen. Because what is important? The result. Mourinho will be, because they will win, guys, they will win against Sevilla. Mourinho will be the king of Rome. He was already the emperor. Now he will be the king of Rome by the Roma fans. The Roma fans will be proud to have won that trophy, which Juventus can't be. We can't because we didn't arrive in the semi-final. But they will be proud, even if they didn't go with 1 shot on target. Inter 2010, they won the Champions League. Except of the final, go back and watch how they won the Champions League. Who cares? They are proud. Triplete. This year, they will win against Manchester United City. They will be proud. We won 9 Scudetti in a row. We were not proud. We, on the field, we are second with the disgusting football. And we just accept that the -10 is okay because we can do it. And if we don't do it, it's because of ourselves. If we don't reach qualification, it's because of Allegri, it's because of Barbieri. That go back on your own comments. How many of you were insulting Juventus for not playing the youth? How many of you were insulting Juventus for playing Quadrado because you all wanted Barbieri because you saw him playing against Arsenal? 80% of you never watched or saw Barbieri playing before. He's not even in, I don't even believe he's in FIFA. And if he's in FIFA, he has a card of 62. Where does that come from? That being convinced that Barbieri was the savior of the right side of Juventus. Where does it come from? Today, he plays. Today, unfortunately, because I was really sad, he flops. Today, you're all against Barbieri. Today, you're all against Barbieri. I am not defending Juventus, guys. I am not defending Allegri. I believe personally, as I always told you, since the beginning, I don't believe that Max Allegri will be here next season. We are 560 people into the chat. Probably 300 people are really there every week, every day. Softic, BT, Surras, Tony G, Aman, Gabriel T. You're always there. Chelsea Meeker. You can all tell. No. BA, I'm not blaming Barbieri. I like Barbieri. I'm blaming the people that change opinion from game to game. Because it's never the fault of. Guys, you always knew that I told you I don't believe that Max will be there next season. I don't believe that. Then if he will be there, he will be there. If not, not. But I never believed he will be there. That being said, I always said, and that's my point of view, my way of understanding corporation management, and you can agree or not agree. For me, you always go in a meeting together and you say one thing. Can you solve it? No, I'm sorry. We start again. The 3 magic questions in a meeting. Do you want to solve it? That's the first question. Yes or no. If it's a no, we close. We stop. If you don't want, it's over. 1. It's not because you want to that you are able to succeed. 2, can you solve it? Yes or no? Someone wants to, but can't. If you can't, you are not the right person. 3, if it's yes, and if it's a yes, the third question is how? Because I'm the boss. I don't like to blindly trust people. How? What's the plan? What's the action? What's the assessment? And what's the action plan? If you're convinced, you continue. If not, you stop. And you know how many times I repeated that. Max Allegri, at the middle of the season, he said yes, yes, and he also explained how. We were eliminated already from Champions League. What did he do? He brought us to the second spot on the field in Serie A. He brought it in Europa League semi-final. So that means that back then, the promises that he made, he showed with facts on the field, with the team, that he could save a bit the season. Because you can look at it how you want to. We saved a bit the season on the field. With all the problems that there were. The end of the season, he couldn't keep his promises. I'm not speaking about Serie A. I'm speaking about Europa League. And I'm speaking about a locker room that doesn't seem to be as united as we would have loved to. Rick, my friend Pepe, I am out of this life as I am sick to death of the bashing of Juve grow-up people. True fans don't turn on her. All the best, Pepe. Thank you for your message, Ricardo. Look, Ricardo, you have people that are reacting to loss in different way. You have people of different generations in the chat, people that never saw or never experienced difficulties in their life or even in the club they love. You have people with different behaviors, character, that are some people also that do not remember how difficult it has been in the past. So not everyone can be the same, but it's true that also for me, it hurts me that we are not dividing the blame. If today you needed further proof, because we can speak, of course, about the disgusting performance of Juventus, but there is a penalty, or no, there is a red card on the goalkeeper, on Vlahovic. They don't even go to VAR. Rabiot is taking the ball, they are giving him a yellow. Barbieri is taking the ball, they are giving a free kick that is giving that first goal. There is a push on Alexandro versus Lazio from Milinkovic-Savic. They don't whistle it. There is absolutely, on the rules, no fouls. From Milik against Napoli, they cancel as the goal. They go back to Vlahovic's hand against Roma, while the exact same thing happened when Monza beat us 2-0, and they leave that goal. They don't go back. They cancel us a 3-2 victory against Salernitana because VAR was not working. And they leave that goal of Candreva with a hand. I forget probably some things of this season. I don't like to speak about referees. I don't like to speak about referees, but I don't accept injustice. I always said, they canceled the goal of Danilo against Inter. Abba is reminding me. I don't like to speak about referees because I believe that sometimes you benefit, like Cuadrado against Sevilla. We have benefit that penalty. It's true. For me, it was a penalty. Should have been called. We lost anyway, but that doesn't matter, winning or losing. The matter is it a penalty or not? It was a penalty. It was a penalty. But I don't appreciate injustice. I can't stand injustice. And this is what is making me really sometimes not understanding what we are doing as supporters, in not seeing what they are doing. Joe is saying the Federazione Italiana Gioco Calcio knew exactly what they were doing. They should all be arrested. This would never happen here in USA, Canada. Look, they go out because probably not all of you, some yes, of course, but not all of you, they are following 24/7, which is totally correct, and you don't follow all the Italian blah blah. I try to report on the channel, but not always I can report everything. Guys, the reality is one thing. UEFA, they want Juventus out of European competition, but they also want to hurt Juventus as much as possible. They want to destroy us, and they want actually that we can't fight for many years. If you don't go to the Supercoppa, you lose 10 million euro, and that's one. If you don't go to Champions League, you lose 70 million, and that's two. If you don't go to Champions League, you lose attractivity to have new players, and that's hard. In already a Serie A that is lacking of attractivity. If you don't go to Champions League, you are losing the players that could have potentially renewed, like a Rabiot, like a Di Maria. Good or not good, performing or not performing, a Di Maria. You have so many, but sincerely, so many consequences of that it's impossible in 1 year to come back. I saw some people that I like and that I appreciate saying, at this point I would love, like 1 year, only Serie A, we change coach, we change players, and we are okay, we start again from scratch. If it means that we can change everything, well, I would tell you, why not? Let's accept, why not? 1 year without the cups, UEFA, forgive us that, okay, it's all Federazione, they forgive, they punished us. It's not forgiving, it's they punished us. We start from a clean sheet and we start again rebuilding with, okay, we were guilty or you judged us guilty, we start again. But I don't believe that it's like that, guys. That would be too easy. This is not the objective. Guys, think about everything that has been done. Think about it. From the moment that the Super League has been spoken out, Juventus started with problems. Less Real Madrid, less Barcelona for one thing, because Seferin and Agnelli were like that. That's why Seferin is pissed off with Agnelli, and he wants one thing, to demolish Agnelli from the inside, and he's succeeding in it. Because it's not enough for him that Agnelli resigned. He knows that the only thing that hurts Agnelli the most is hurting Juve. He made a deal. This is what I believe, personally. Giuseppe Bognanni, as a supporter, as a standalone guy, not someone that is working for, not inside information. Giuseppe Bognanni, what I believe, and I always said it, is that I'm thinking about how is it possible that suddenly Gravina becomes vice president of UEFA. For what? For the stadium that he built in Italy? For the extraordinary result of Italy in the World Cup? For The youth sector investment, for the marketing, for the impeccable way of dealing against racist chants in Italy? Is it that Gravina was promoted to UEFA? For what reason? Tell me, for what reason? Is it not strange that you receive threats communication from Gazzetta dello Sport saying if Juventus gives up on Super League, UEFA will be more kind? What does that mean, kind? You're guilty or you're not guilty. What does that mean, being more kind with you? They will close an eye. We can solve things. What does that mean? You're guilty or you're not guilty. If I am guilty, show me with facts that I am guilty, and I will accept that I was guilty. It is like that, and I go in jail. What do you want me to say? I am guilty, I did something wrong, I go in jail. But what does that mean? If you give up on the Super League that is totally not linked with plusvalenza, with COVID, salary maneuver, whatever. Explain me. It's strange, guys, again, it's strange that all the Italian teams were on the same side of the knockout stages of quarterfinal of Champions League. Strange. Calcio is back. It's strange that when Juventus received back their points, we needed to wait 3 hours before Lega Calcio Serie A put us the points back. Today, 5 minutes after 5 minutes, 8 minutes, something like that, after the news came out, Lega Calcio updating their site immediately. It's a lot, huh? It's a lot. Juventus defending themselves on every single point, explaining plusvalenza, there is no rule, there is no value, we were already acquitted, what are you speaking about? Explain this. They ask 9 points, we receive 15, we receive back 15 points, they ask for 11, then they go on minus 10. For what reason? And all of this, we expect the players to just continue. We just expect the players to be robots, have no feeling. We don't care that 10 minutes before, during the warm-up, they hear that we have a minus 10. That everything they did on the field that was really not beautiful. Everything that you did on the field that you worked hard for, with all the problematics, we take it away. Exactly, Pepe, this is my biggest... Wait, first Johnny. Thank you, Johnny. I like you as a supporter. Many more need to follow this channel so they can learn from you. I don't want to be the one that says how you have to support or not. I don't want... Everyone is free to do whatever they want, Johnny. I believe that everyone should be like they want. Who am I to say? I'm nobody to say. I just explain my vision. I'm reading other people's vision. But if we want to blame the team, which is correct, and we will go through that now, already did, we started with it, blaming the team. I believe that we have to open our eyes in something that was already lost before starting. Fulvio Colovati, ex-player, now journalist, said, "Questa è un'ingiustizia sportiva. Mi dovete spiegare dov'è la verità di questi giudici se in 3 gradi di giudizio sono state date 3 penalizzazioni diverse. Ditemi voi qual è la vera. What does that mean? Owen is reporting the words of ex-player, now sporting commentator, that is saying this is a sporting injustice. Can you please explain me where is the truth if the judges in 3 diverse, because it's 3 diverse grades, they gave 3 different penalties to Juventus? Which is the correct one? The first one where Juventus was acquitted, the second one with a minus 15 after a request of minus 9, or today minus 10 after a request. Why waiting until 2 days before the end of Serie A? Juventus probably did much better than they were expecting on the field. Exactly, Pepe, this is my biggest worry, that we will never be able to fairly compete without fear of manipulation unless they crushed us. If you don't believe me, go back to something really easy, guys. Go back to the first introduction of VAR in Italy. Introduction of VAR. First penalty whistle was against Juventus. Cagliari, Juve, or Juve Cagliari. Buffon saved it anyway, but that was the first penalty whistle. If you don't believe me, go back to the sum up, the beautiful recap of all the VAR decisions benefited from some teams, and unfortunately, the teams that were actually penalized by it. Go search yourself on Google, on Twitter, or whatever, the real recap of all these injustice. Guys, there is a plan. If you don't believe me, go back to the beautiful internal discussions with De Laurentiis, Federazione Italiana Gioco Calcio, with Gravina. When Juventus was still winning the league, they wanted to implement playoffs. Listen to that. If you don't believe me, if you think that I'm protecting whatever, they wanted and they spoke out. Go back and watch yourself. They wanted to insert playoffs in Italy. Okay? Because Juventus was always winning. This is not what they were saying, but to make it more attractive, the league. Okay? Since Inter, Milan, and Napoli won, not only they don't speak about that, but they even officially speak out saying, no. This is not how we will solve the problems of Italian football. Playoffs are not the solution. We have to look at other things, but playoffs are not the solution. Now that Juventus is not winning anymore, now that you have killed Juventus, playoffs are not necessary anymore. But they introduced it in Serie A women, the playoff, because Juventus was winning since the day of their existence. Juventus started now with a team in esport, FIFA. In 3 years, when we will win the 3 consecutive ones, they will insert a new rule. It's all strange. It's all strange to me, guys. But it is like this. So if you want to continue to blame only internally without being aware of what's happening around, I believe you are wrong. If from the moment that you are aware of what's around, then you can start blaming inside. Am I defending Allegri? No. Allegri did a really bad job. We can't be happy with the performances offered by the team led by Max Allegri. He didn't find the solution to make the difference in the most important moments. Sometimes he was, like in Sevilla, not helped by his teammates, by his team. He was not helped because we saw it. He put the perfect team on the field that was the most informed. His champions gave up and didn't help him. Sometimes it's because of him, like today. Okay, Danilo is not there, but we are again playing with an Alexandro that is not surprisingly not offering the minimum I'm not saying the best, the minimum. Ninib, they take away points from breaking a rule which does not exist. How many times can I repeat that? How many times can I repeat it? And I'm happy that Ninib is also repeating it. There is no rule against plusvalenza. There is no rule against plusvalenza. Plusvalenza is profit. We were not even punished for plusvalenza. We were punished for a system of plusvalenza. But when you are going towards your books, in the years that were studied, only 6.5%, 3.6, I believe, 3.6% of your revenues are coming from plusvalenza. It generated you nothing. It doesn't, but soon they will work on it, but after penalizing Juve. Juventus was already penalized. Abai, the small injustices, fouls, card, etc. are to tell the Juve players, we hate you, we control you, it's impossible to play confidently like that. Look, if there is one thing that I want to defend Juve on today, only one thing, because for the rest we can't. It's just impossible to defend Juventus' performance today on the field. Really bad, really bad. It's the fact that from the moment that you try, the moment you believe, they show you whatever you will do. Even on a 3-0, we will absolutely not be fair. I'm not even saying helping you, because I don't need any help from a referee. I don't want to be helped by a referee. I want to be judged fairly. And if in 36 games I benefit from a mistake, I'm sure, and I want also that at a certain moment it's against me. Fair. And in Serie A, in 38 games, sometimes you will have 5 in favor, 2 against. Well, the next one you have 2 against, 5 in favor, or 2 in favor, 5 against. A balance on multiple years, a balance in a season. Sometimes for you, sometimes against. Referees are also human beings. They also can make mistake. VAR is a fantastic tool, but who is judging? It's people in a room, and then the ref is watching. Well, they can also make mistake, like I make mistake here on the channel, like people sometimes are making mistakes when they are writing, like everyone, like Allegri is doing mistake, like everyone is doing mistakes, but it should compensate. Alexandro, and this is how we have to think. What are the mistakes that they did? Too much. Instead of the good things that they brought, we have a problem. Vlahovic, how many mistakes compared to where is the balance? Question mark. Ealing Jr. Only good things. Fagioli, he did 2 mistakes. Who cares? Yes, we lost against Sassuolo. Yes, that goal from Napoli, he needed to pay attention. Not only him, Quadrado and so on. But who cares? In the balance, he did so many good things. Jean Daniel Haddad, my friend. I am praying for our new sporting director, whoever it may be, comes in, cleans house, and we rebuild smartly, like Beppe Marotta did in 2011. Okay, maybe I have to also remind people, I believe that Beppe Marotta at Sampdoria did a really great job. At Juventus did a really great job. At Inter is doing a great job, because you have to judge the results. And the results are pro Beppe Marotta. And again, if you are taking the balance, also Marotta, I believe that Marotta is winning with the good things done versus the bad things done. But when Beppe Marotta came, the first year it was really not good. We finished 7th with Beppe Marotta, a new sporting director that will join Juve today, internal promotion, new one, whatever, the ban of Cherubini cancelled, whatever. If you want to rebuild, it will not happen from day 1 to day 2. For the simple reason that you are carrying the past with you. And it's not like the 4th of June, you play the last game against Udinese, you close the door, it's over, and you wake up and everything you start from zero. No, because you have contract that has to be respected. And here we go with the thing that I wanted to show you. Tell me that this is not a red card for Vicario. Tell me. If you tell me that this is not a red card for Vicario, I'm sorry, you won and you are correct, and we can continue to blame only one person. Because this is what you want to hear, huh? Me blaming one person only. I know that you want that. Tell me that this is not a foul. Did we deserve to win? No. It's not because of this. Because there we were already losing 2-0. Let's not find an excuse. It's not because of this that Juventus lost today. It's not because of this. Yeah, but Robin, this is the problem, huh? I know that you are joking, but this is the problem. People, they don't care. They make abstraction of that. Guys, go to VAR. Go to VAR. Tell me that this is not a red card. That's what I say, Aloy. We don't deserve to win. Probably being second in Serie A is strange for what we offered. But this is a red. Ragazzi, this is a red. This is a red. And if you are already losing 2-0 and you don't give a red on this one, then it stops, huh? And this is why the mentally fragile, weak Juventus that saw a disallowed goal from Gatti, I believe, huh? They collapsed because they don't know. Did you already go to a stadium, watch a game in real life? In real life, you don't see if it's offside. Speaking about millimeters, not the big ones, if it's really offside or not. You don't see if really Bremer was pushing or not. You don't see if from the stands, but even the players, because they are taking so many, they are looking at so many things, they are focusing on, they don't always see. So, what is the feeling of Juventus? Try to, 1 second, guys, make abstraction about everything. About the hate of the coach, Alessandro, De Sciglio, whoever you want to. Agnelli, Elkan, whoever. Buonanotte, Steve. Make abstraction of everything. It's already an entire season that you saw so many decisions against you. On the field and also off the field. Before playing the game, during the warm-up, they tell you that what you did during the year, with all the insults of everyone, sometimes you don't even dare to watch yourself in the mirror because you were not great. But on top of that, they take you away 10 points. So everything that you did through all that crusade, it falls away. And they are obliging you to win the 3, otherwise you have no chance to qualify to the Champions League on the field, because then maybe they can even take it away if you make it. Well, you play, and after 15 minutes where you dominate and you put your heart on it, they cancel a goal where they don't really understand why. It's just a goal that is cancelled. You collapse. This is the reality. I know it's hard from the seats, from our sofa, but this is true. Then, do we have a mental problem? You all said it. That was the first problem. Probably, Antonio Conte as a player. El Puma, Emerson, Vieira, Pirlo, Vidal, Tacchinardi, Jugovic, Davids, Torricelli, Ferrara, Montero, Peruzzi, Buffon, Chiellini, Del Piero, Trezeguet, Pavel Nedved. No, Morata no. Perindelli neither. But these players probably they would have reacted. Andiamo. We don't care. Giuliano, Pessotto. They would have gone fight against everyone. But our team, we know it. It's not like that, unfortunately. Lichtsteiner, Tudor, Mandzukic. Our team is not like that. This is the reality. This is the reality. Can we blame them to be mentally weak? Yeah. But Higuain was mentally weak as well, guys. Higuain was mentally weak. Higuain was mentally weak. No, Vidal would have reacted. Yeah, Vidal would have reacted 100%. Vialli, Ravanelli. Jean, did I finished? But Marotta, I didn't even finish. Marotta, Beppe Marotta, you know how many mistakes he did? The first year he arrived 7th. The second year he buys players like Ziegler. Antonio Conte is saying who is Ziegler? I don't want that guy. This was level of Marotta when he arrived. Then Marotta, you know how many mistakes he did at Juve. Extension of contract and so on. If you're looking at Inter, I already spoke with Inter fans. They agree with me. Players like this guy there, Sanchez, but even finished Vidal and so on with big, huge contracts and so on. He made a lot of problems, He made Krasic, but Krasic, you had some potential. Then he missed. But Bentner, Anelka, guys, let's be honest, How many mistakes? But it's true that the results are saying Marotta with the balance better than the other things, and we tend to forget. If Giuntoli arrives, it's not easy. You have a team that you need, all of you. You want to renew. All of you. You want to renew. From the coach to every single players. All of you. All of you. All of you. All of you. Do it in one session without the possibility to go with financial power, without attractivity for the league, for the European competition. Hey. Thank you, Amin. Not only becoming a member, but also beautiful donation. I mean, where are you from? If you're still there, let me know. I'm curious when I see like names, new faces like that. I'm always curious to know where you're watching from. By the way, most of the time, look at that. Most of the time, when we are losing, people are more interested in Juve. Hopefully, we start winning, even if that will slow down the number of growth. But usually, when we lose like that, we have a bit more. Ramsey, a lot of mistakes again. But the balance is saying that Inter is in the final of Champions League. They won the Scudetto, and so on. But it is what it is. So congratulations to them. Are they people that I didn't mention earlier before going to Alexi? Sam 187, 2 months. Juve has to fight the -10 legal system is a joke. Thank you for becoming a member or renewing. Darius, 2 months. Beppe deserves more appreciation for his work. I receive already a lot. Sometimes people insult me, but I receive already a lot, so thank you. 12 months for Anthony Vaccaro. Happy for Chiesa, at least. Maybe we can win Europa. UEFA, Europa. What is this? Maybe we can. Anthony, what do you want to win if you're still there? I don't know what you want to win, but I believe that we can't win any more Champions League, ragazzi, even with Chiesa. For the other ones, I believe I mentioned everyone. I mentioned everyone. I believe that I mentioned everyone. Alexi, grande Alexi. Ciao Beppe, hope you aren't feeling that as depressed as I am. I am depressed. Guys, of course I am depressed. I think when it comes to what can fix it, it will take much more time than a change of coach, and even then it could make us even worse. We have too many issues at the moment. But you know, Alexi, I totally stand behind this one. We have a lot of problems. Ragazzi, this is the truth. We have a lot of problems. We have the coach that is not giving results, that is not giving the game that supporters want. There are off-the-field problems. They are harassing us. There are some players that are not performing as we want to. Some because they can't anymore. Some because they just don't do it. Some because they are injured. We have physical preparation problems. We have too many injuries. We have some youth players that arrived in the worst possible season ever to be there and to grow. Because the difference with 2006, with the Marchisio, with the Chiellini, for example, what was it? That these players, they started to be starters in a Juventus, not even Marchisio, but Giovinco, for example, and so on, in a Juventus that, yes, was in second division, but a winning Juventus in second division, but a winning Juventus, where after that Rimini game of 1-1, it was a total disaster because they didn't understood where they were. After that, bam, 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 bam. And these players, these young players, when they started to be played from Deschamps, they had the possibility to play next to champions, Del Piero, Trezeguet, Camoranesi, Nedved, Buffon, a Birindelli, for example, and other players. Well, now, today, where are Camoranesi, Nedved, Buffon? There is nobody anymore. Chiellini is gone. There is nobody anymore. On top of, on the field, you don't even have the management. Because an Agnelli, that a lot of people do not like, he was there since day one, since a kid. Nedved was there in the management, but he was there. Nedved, that a lot of people were criticizing without even understanding what he was doing. We have a lot of problems. I don't believe that you can fix that in one season. I would love to tell you, ragazzi, accept it. We go out of the competitions. We sack the coach. We sell the players. We buy super players. And we start again with 1 year without European competition on the channel on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We do watch along to criticize the other teams. And we have some fun. Or we do some quiz, or we do some lives, we speak about our problems, we do some therapy, and we are happy. But at least we are back. I am not sure, guys. I can't promise you that. I believe that we will continue to pay the consequences of external people that want to kill us, and we will continue to pay the consequences of mistakes that we did ourselves in the past. Ciao Demon C. Ciao Demon. Buonanotte. Premier is saying we still have Bonucci. How much was Bonucci really on the field? In theory, it sounds good. Everything sounds good in theory. Then you have the reality. Dr. A, Dottore, thank you, my friend. Manipulation at its best. On the media, on court. Sì, ragazzi. Sì, ragazzi. Grazie, Tristan. Psaila. Thank you, Tristan Psaila. It's 1 hour and 12 where I'm speaking about so many things. Guys, what do we need to speak still about? What did I forget to mention? I blamed Allegri. I said at the end of the season, I don't believe that Allegri will be the coach. Then again, I say it today, and I know I will lose a lot of people and a lot of subscribers on the channel, but I don't care. I continue to support Juventus. Whoever will be at the top as management, whoever will be at the top as coach, as I did for Sarri, for Pirlo, for Denneri, I will support, which doesn't mean that I can't say the truth. Look, Allegri disappointed me in the result that he brought. That's the truth. In how he managed things. On the other side, Allegri made me proud of a lot of things that he did off the field this season, and I will respect him forever. I was not happy with his answer about Szczesny, but I understand that sometimes you can slip. You can say something that you don't really wanted to say, but anyway, you said it, so you have to take responsibility for it. Today Szczesny starts, which also we are trying to calm down a lot of people with what happened. But regardless, I believe that it's not enough. But I don't want to jump into sack Allegri and all the problems of the world are resolved, because it's not true. It's not true. It's not true, guys. We have on and off the field a lot of things to do better. BT is telling us Allegri, per 3 mesi siamo stati sull'altalena. Non sono giustificazioni, ma è una situazione anomala. Allegri said, apparently, I didn't listen yet to the words of Allegri, but he said for 3 months we were in shaking waters, in troubles. It's not an excuse. It's not to justify something, but it's a not normal situation. Guys, can you remember when this ever happens? I don't remember. Let me say thank you to Alexi that offered 5 memberships to the people on the channel. Offered 2 randomly, to Lester Gordon, to Jürgen Caucci, to Youssef Mirmo, to Punsara, and to Mandalorian. Premier said Ryan S. I speaking with Ryan. Then I let you continue to speak your dialogue internally. But thank you, Alexi. Really appreciate it. I'm sure the people will say thank you to you. Guys, say thank you to Alexi. Fantastic. Starboy, grazie mon ami. I already said this once, Bebe, but I'm glad that Juve has someone like you. Even after such a devastating day, you always end up making us feel better. It was not my intention to make people feel better today. Sometimes I can, because honestly, I don't feel better myself. I I never feel better after a loss, after a draw, after an objective that we missed. But I try to see the positive thing. No, but today my objective in that post game was one thing. Trying that at least one person was opening the eye on, yes, we have to continue to criticize and to blame internal problems, but there is also something else. And we can't forget that when speaking about the players that tried to give something, there is also something else that we have to take into consideration that never happened in the history of football. And that happens to Juve. And if I could have at least convinced one person to check the 360 degree, I didn't say stop criticizing Allegri. Continue to criticize Allegri. Continue to believe that Allegri needs to leave, whatever. This is not my objective today, guys. I'm not defending anybody, but just opening their eyes that it has been a difficult season for Juventini, for the coach, for the players, and a unreal situation. I work for Juve, yes. Juventus always said that I can, or they never forbid me to say whatever I wanted. I am free to do whatever and say whatever I want. But if I work for you, it's also because I am a corporate person. I'm 41. I always worked for a big corporation in my life. I have always been like that, even before working for Juve. You know, I'm a proud Juventino. I'm a proud Juventino, and I will always be. And you know, I will tell you one thing. A lot of my friends that I really appreciate, and I will always love them, and so on, that I met through social media and so on, they're really open in, we support Serie A. If you support Serie A as a Juventino, you don't defend Juve too much because you can't go against Serie A, and you support also the other ones. You are congratulating them when they are doing well, and so on and so on. It opens you so many more doors. It's the truth, huh? Because you can go, if one team is doing bad, you're speaking about the other ones, you are attracting other people's Napoli fans this year, Inter, whatever, you are coming to your channel because you are speaking well about the other teams. Television, social media. If I was smart, because I will not work all my life for Juve, guys. At a certain moment, they will say, Beppe, ciao, we found a better one. We found a younger guy, more handsome, more perfect in English, better in Italian, whatever. Ciao, Beppe. Maybe it will be next month. Maybe it will be in 2 years. And what do I do then? What do I do? Well, if I was smart, I would have calcio, Forza Calcio. This week or next week, there will be the final of Europa League. Imagine if I had a calcio channel. Forza Roma, let's go. Forza Inter, let's go. Forza this. No. I'm a Juventino, and I can be wrong on a lot of things, but I'm a Juventino. And that's, what I'm really proud about, that I can be wrong, I can be right, I can defend sometimes the corporation, I can defend sometimes the coach, I can disagree with you on something, but I never, I would have showed sign of doubting my Juventinità for professional reason, for whatever. Never. I don't even remember why I was saying that. But thank you for the nice comment, Starboy. It really honors me. Tristan, thank you for the donation, my friend. A lot of problems at Juve. No support in the stadium. That's true. Players' time has passed like Bonucci, Alexandro. It's true. Bonucci, we didn't extend. Alexandro, officially, no. The rumors, the journalists, the experts are saying yes. So let's say yes. Allegri has no idea. No, he has. The problem is that the players, some players do not understand them. And because of the bad result, and because the fans are not entertained, we don't accept them. That's the only thing that I would change with your message, Tristan. Personally, yeah. No ultras, it's true. No support, it's true. I made a video about it. I was jealous about the support of Sevilla. But I don't even request the level of Sevilla. But I was really jealous. And I made a video about it. I spoke about it. I think that we need to find a solution. About Bonucci, I always told you that, unfortunately, Bonucci, c'est fini. Alexandro, I told you, even yesterday, I believe, I told you, I have million of shirts. Million, I'm exaggerating. I have a lot of shirts. I have on all the shirts, I have a name, except of one or two. I don't have an Alexandro because even at the peak of Alexandro, it's never a player that excited me. I liked, yeah, I'm happy, yeah, but it's a split player and person, huh?
I found this on the web.
But as a player, it never excited me. So, guys, we see the results on the field. For Allegri, I don't agree that he has no ideas. He has ideas, but he's not able that all the players are accepting them, which is a problem, because that's your role. Huh? I have been manager all my life. When you're a manager, you can have the best ideas in the world. If you're managing a team and they don't care, or they don't listen, or they are not able to understand them, we have a problem. We have a problem. And we have to make sure that Colo, I will ask you a question, Colo, that is in Taormina. Lucky you. Thank you, Tristan. Sincere question from for Colo. Kolosevsky. No. Kolosevsky only when Kolosevsky was doing really great at Tottenham. So 3 weeks. No, 3 months. 3 months. No, sincerely, about question. I don't think it will happen, personally. If Allegri stays next year, you have Giuntoli, Allegri stays, there are some changes in the team, you are playing only Serie A because you are out of Europe, not because of you, but because of external powers. And we offer that the second year, third year of Allegri football with great performing players, beautiful plays, with a Fagioli that is back from injury, with a Paul Pogba that is finally on the field. Let's say an ideal scenario with only focus on Serie A, winning game, bam, 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 bam. Probabilities are really close to zero, but let's say video of Juve in the meanwhile, or no until Allegri leaves? I'm really curious. I know, because I want some video of Juve on the channel of Colo. I'm watching all of them. I'm watching all the videos of Colo. He knows that I'm a big fan of Colo. Sometimes we need a bit of Juve there. People are saying, Roberto is saying, Beppe, that's not possible. But you never know, huh? You know, some of you were not there, some of you were. When Conte arrived, nobody on earth, I promise you, nobody on earth would have even imagined that it was that we would have been able to win the Scudetto. Nobody on earth. Nobody on earth. We did that. We did. You can make a short. Colo, maybe you can do some shorts. The shorts, like Sir Raz is saying, short of the action of Pogba. Unfortunately, the club has drained all my desire to make Juve videos and promote the team. Colo, you know, I will tell you something. The team has responsibilities, and we agree on that. But there are also some other people that were looking for this. For disgusting. Colo, in difficult times, you have the possibility to make a young kid that is going on YouTube that didn't decide or has chosen yet the team that he wants to support. Every time you have the possibility to make him a Juve fan. For a play of Chiesa, for a Fagioli, a Kneeling Junior dribble. And if we don't do it as Juventini, that have the power to do it, it's a missed opportunity. And what they were saying a few months ago about it will be hard for kids to support Juve in the future. A kid of 10 can't become a Juventino anymore. We will let them win. And every kid that is not a Juventino will become an Interista, Milanista, a Napoli fans, Manchester City, Paris Saint-Germain, Real Madrid, Eibar, Getafe, Troyes, Brighton. I want Juventini. I know, because these kids then, guys, if they become Premier League fans or Inter fans, we have a problem, huh? We have a problem. But now it's time for a push. If we don't do it, nobody will do it. Brighton is amazing this season. Hey, let's see how long they will be amazing. It's Jeff with an X. You know, sometimes I can't sleep in the evening. Look here, we just made a new person a Juventino. Or a Juventino that decided to become... Wait, because this is... here, I cancelled it because every time I want to vomit. 25,432. So a new Juventino decided to subscribe to the channel. Grande. I don't know who you are, but I love you. Now there is a question I need to be answered from Jeff with an X. Sometimes in the night I can't sleep anymore because I'm thinking it's Jeff with an X. And then I say, where is the X in Jeff? Hey, it comes in my mind. Jeff, the X. And I don't know. And I can't find the answer. And it hurts me because I can't sleep. So it's Jeff with an F, with an X. If you can explain me, would be nice. Anyway, it's tough, but we will be back. Even our haters have celebrated. I don't want to, but that's life. Keep your heads up, Juventini. Fino alla fine. Forza Juve. Hey, we lost to Juventino. Mamma mia. You see, after everything I said, there was one that said, you know what? Beppe, you convinced me to unsubscribe. I'm not a Juventino anymore. Disaster. But the haters in football, hey, they also have to celebrate sometimes. It was Colo. Mamma mia. Colo. then let us know that you're still there. Mamma mia. Imagine. Then after 3 years of watching GJustjuve, he decided to leave. He came back. Colo came back. Grande Dan. No, he scared me. Jeff is Albanian. Make a J sound. I'm Albanian. Ciao, Michael. What does that even mean? I'm Albanian. Where was the comment of Jeff with an X? I'm Albanian. XH. Make a J sound. What does that mean? Guys, explain me. It's already like 20 past midnight. I'm Albanian. XH. Make a J sound. What does that mean? I'm Albanian. Mamma mia. Chef. It's chef. Okay. Or chef. It's chef. It's not Jeff. It's chef. Like Shaka. Now Chaka is not with a J. I like. Okay. I like. In Albanian, the letter J is written XH. Chef. Now I learned something. Grande chef. It's chef. Interesting things today. You see? Like Giuseppe. No, it's not Giuseppe, it's Giuseppe. It's Jeff. Giuseppe, Jeff. Guys, you are making me even more confused. Beppe, please explain to me why the management still has full trust in Allegri. Who told you that? Dan Barile. Who told you that? That's the big question. Sky Sport. No, I never said that. I never said that. Twitter. Maybe Twitter, Jim. No, because I remember Pavel Nedved in front of the microphone saying that Cristiano Ronaldo would be there next season. I remember Pavel Nedved saying that in front of microphone that we continued with Pirlo. I remember that Andrea Agnelli said we continue. Of course, we continue with Sarri. And then they were not there. I remember back then also we continued with Allegri, and then Allegri was stopped. You know, one of the most funny things that I love from social media, when they are blaming management that is not even there anymore, under brackets, they are not even there anymore, the management. They go and they said, finished club, troll club, disgusting club, Pirlo won. No, sorry. Sarri won the Scudetto, sacked. 2020. 2021, Pirlo won 2 Scudetti, sacked. 2022, Allegri didn't win, and he continues. 2023, Allegri didn't win, and he continues. The funny thing in all that story is, the last thing we don't know. And also they omit intentionally, they omit to put Allegri won in 2019 and he was sacked. You see why sometimes I'm angry? Because people, they manipulate people intentionally. That's the sad part of people that intentionally are manipulating you, or they try. Sarri dismissed after winning. Yes, it's true. Pirlo as well. Allegri stays, it's true. But go back, Allegri was dismissed after winning. Why are people omitting that? There are other stats that makes me laugh. Like Allegri broke a record because he's the only coach that has 2 consecutive trophyless years, yeah, since 88-89. Then you go back and you see Ranieri the same, except that Ranieri was dismissed, I believe, 3 games before the end of the season. But the 2 seasons were his. He already lost everything that he could win. Sorry. You see what I try to tell you? It's true. Black and white, it's true. Because Ranieri didn't finish that season. But it's not correct. It's not correct. Colo is back, huh? He subscribed back on the channel. Saying, Beppe, if you were president of Juve, what would you do? I received that question last time, and I think I will repeat the same thing. The first thing I would do is asking that they explain me. Where are we off the field? I will not ask about Allegri. I will not ask about the players. I will tell me, where are we off the field? When someone explains me, I will ask them. That's one of the biggest lessons I learned in my life as manager. One of my boss once said to me, Beppe, you can't fight every battle. You can't fight every battle. You can't put the same energy in everything that you do. You have to prioritize. And sometimes you have to accept losing some battles. You have to accept compromises or ignoring sometimes small problems and let the shit be. Because if you fight with the same energy every single problem, at the end you will die, because it's impossible. You can't solve everything. You need to pick the right battle that will bring you something. So my big thing as a president will be, let me know where we are with the off-the-field problems. From there, when I know, I will say, okay, what are we doing? We give up on the Super League? Is that the solution? And then everyone is leaving us alone and we can start from scratch again? But what are the consequences? That in 5 years we are irrelevant anyway? Or we stay and we try to fight it? Finances, where are they? Can we really sack the coach? And if we do, who are the alternatives? Tell me. I need to know. I need to understand. And from the moment that I know the alternatives, what can they bring me? Is it the coach that we want to change, or maybe we need to build again that sporting hierarchy? Who will it be? Is it Giuntoli? Does Giuntoli want to work with Allegri or not? That are the first question I would ask myself before arriving to the coach. From the moment that I know if we have to stay in the Super League, if I know if we have finances to do something, if I know what are the plans at 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, then I can start with a business case. And then I can start picking my right battles. Is Alexandro my problem today in May? Absolutely not. We renew him because we are obliged, because we have a contract. Let it be. This is absolutely not my problem today. Will it have a negative impact for the next year? Yeah, probably. But it is what it is. We have other things that matters. And there, I will meet the coach and I will tell him the 3 questions I already told you. 1. Do you want to solve things? 2. Can you solve things? 3. Explain me how. And if I'm convinced, I go. People are reporting the words that I saw a bit earlier. Between his salary and the ones of his staff, firing Allegri would cost around 40 million euro gross. But it's correct, it's a valid calculation, because he has, if I'm not wrong, 7.5 or 8 net plus bonus. If you do 7.5, let's say, times 2, because it's 2 years, it's 15. 15 in Italy, you have to put twice, because that's gross, that's 30 million. And then you have the staff. If you do a small calculation and then you have the staff, staff is not earning as much as Allegri, of course not, but staff and so on and so on. And all of this without hiring a new. Forget about Zidane. People that are dreaming about Zidane, forget about Zidane. Chelsea can dismiss. Bayern Munich can dismiss. Juventus can't, because you don't have 40 million. Guys, you have to make a really simple calculation. Okay? Thinking about gross. 40 million, Allegri. Let's say net. Let's speak about net. Allegri, without a new coach, you dismiss him, you pay 2 years of salary, 7.5, 7, 15, 20 million. 20 million. Boom. How many do you miss from Champions League entries? Minimum 70 million. 70 million, that's qualification group stages. You know that Juventus always calculate going more. So let's say 80 million. And that's really low, with a low entry of stadium and so on, because you know that in the stadium you are receiving 3 million sometime for one game and so on. Okay, 2080. Okay, you're already at 100 million loss. New coach, who do you want? A coach average 5 million net, that then you have to put it gross, but net 5 million. You don't go in Super Coppa, you lose even more. Let's say 5 million. I heard today 10 million, but I think it's a bit exaggerated, but let's 5 for the Super Coppa. New coach plus his staff, so you arrive easy at 10. Guys, you have a deficit because you didn't qualify to Champions League and so on for 120, 130. Don't forget McKennie, he will not be bought. Kulusevski, and you're missing 35 million euro. Zakaria will not be signed. Arthur will not be signed. Guys, ragazzi, it's a lot. People think dismiss, go, let's go, vamos. Then every time you come back with the same story. Yeah, but if you keep the coach on the long term, you will not reach the Champions League and this. You are devaluating some players, and maybe you're even correct. But this season, did you understand or not that whatever happens on the field, they don't want us in Champions League? You will not play Champions League anyway. That you were second, first, or that you were 10th or 15th, they didn't care. They didn't want you in Champions League anyway. The people are saying the 4 years, Marcello, first year of contract. Let me come back because it's a really great question. But first, Matthew. Thank you, Matthew. Beppe, if you could wave a magic wand and pick one striker and one fullback from any team in Serie A, who would you choose? I already answered that question, Matthew. For me, I don't care about the striker, about the fullback, about the midfielder. I have always wished Pogba back, and then he arrived and he doesn't play a single game. It happens to Pogba because he was injury prone, but his injury is not coming from one of his injury prone things. It's just bad luck. It can happen to every single player, like Fagioli now, for example, with the shoulder. Federico Chiesa, when we signed him, he was not injury prone, ACL. I want a fantastic physical team. Physical, I mean physically training and J medical. I want a healthy. I want a magician of health. Pintus. I would sign Pintus. Bring me Pintus from Real Madrid now. He will not leave because Allegri Carlo Ancelotti is not leaving. Bring me the Pintus from Wish, the cheaper Pintus. This, with the magic wand, that's what I want. Because if I have a healthy team in the beginning of the season, I'm not saying that we win the Champions League. I'm not saying that we win the Scudetto. Allegri, not Allegri, I tell you that with a complete team, we do something else this year. We didn't have a complete team. Then Marcello said, thank you for, I hope you are happy. Then if you tell me who is the striker I love in Serie A, Osimhen, I love Osimhen. If you want a fullback, I would tell you that probably you can find 10, 12 that are better than the one that we have on the left and 12 on the right. Leao, I would Theo Hernandez on the left and Osimhen up front. But it's impossible, huh? I don't know. Then, guys, if we are answering the question of Marcello, that said, Beppe, 4 years of contract to Allegri, that's a big mistake. Yes, yeah, it's true. But why 4 years? I already explained that on the channel, why 4 years. You have to put yourself into context of an Allegri that is winning, but is offering boring style. An Allegri that is asking for changes in his team, okay? He's not pleased because they say no, but because of the boring football in the first year of Cristiano Ronaldo, they convinced Agnelli to sack him for one reason: for the fans. Because people, they forget, for the fans that will bring money to the club, because at the end it's a business, okay? But pleasing fans, attracting and keeping fans to your club. We try Pep Guardiola, it doesn't work, we go for Sarri. We don't go for a pragmatic other coach, we go for Sarri ball. Sarri comes for a change of DNA of Juve. It's not working. It didn't work. Problems, COVID, this. We won the Scudetto, how? But we won anyway. It didn't work. Broken locker room since day one. Problems with Cristiano Ronaldo, because guys, there were problems between Sarri and Cristiano Ronaldo since day one. If you ever asked you why did Cristiano Ronaldo not play it in Korea, it leaves. We try with a cheap solution because We still were paying Allegri in the year of Sarri. Then you still had to pay Sarri in the year of Pirlo. We go with a cheap solution, Andrea Pirlo. We try. He fails. A lot of people told me, Beppe, but we Juventini, we accept mediocrity. Well, with Pirlo, if you're happy with Pirlo, that means that you accept mediocrity. We were not great with Pirlo. He won 2 trophies, yes, but we were not great, okay? And that's where Juventus is not able to change DNA. I said many times, I don't know if Pirlo is the solution or not, but we have to continue trying to change the way of playing of Juventus. We need to still, if it's with Pirlo, it's with Pirlo. If with someone else, we have to go with someone else. But someone that is able to offer something else, because the generation are changing. No, I don't believe that sacking Pirlo was a mistake. I believe it was the right choice. I think it was a mistake to go back to Allegri. Not sacking Pirlo. Going back to Allegri was a mistake for me. I said it back then. Not for Allegri and the results, for the idea. But I tell you what happened. It's not working with Pirlo. It's not working with Sarri. You are losing the Scudetto for the first year. The supporters were not happy because now it's easy. The people, they watched Amazon Prime. But Pirlo was kind. At the end, he didn't deserve. And then all the people started to love Pirlo again. But the same people that were saying all season long on my channel, Pirlo out, Pirlo out, Pirlo out. Anyway. You go to Max and you go to certainties. You know that you will lose Cristiano Ronaldo. You also know that you will not be able to replace him. Not Cristiano to Cristiano, but you know it, the consequences of losing Cristiano Ronaldo, and you saw it at Manchester United years ago. You saw it with Real Madrid. You saw it with Juventus. When you lose Cristiano Ronaldo, the after effect is huge because you relied so much on one player, the idea of football, the idea of playing with Cristiano Ronaldo, that you never, at the moment, you never survive the post-Cristiano Ronaldo in terms of result. Look at the past and you will see what I mean. You know that you will lose Cristiano Ronaldo and you know that you will not be able to replace Cristiano Ronaldo. Pirlo, without Cristiano Ronaldo, would probably have been totally destroyed and would probably not have been able to manage a situation without Chris with really bad result. Because this is what happened in the Posta. Because after Cristiano Ronaldo, who did we sign? Only Locatelli. Locatelli, Keane, and Caio Giorgi. 3 players we signed. 3 players we signed. Caio Giorgi, we never saw him. Keane, last year, had a really horrible season. And Locatelli. That's it. That's it. Pirlo would never have survived. Never, never, never. And all the criticism that Allegri received, Pirlo would have collapsed. And the career was over. Now, I tell you one thing. You go to Max Allegri. You said, look, Max, for 5 years, you bought us one thing. Victories. Trophies. You are a certainty on that one. At the moment, we need again certainties. We gambled with Sarri. We made a mistake. We gambled with Pirlo. We made a mistake. Come back. I'm not saying it's right, Gaia, because I was against it. But that's the thing. We made a mistake. Do you want to come back? Max is saying, I received offers from Real Madrid. I received offers from Napoli. I received offers from other teams. You sacked me incorrectly because the facts showed that you were not correct. the team is not great. Ciao, Mark. What are you offering me? Well, I offer you 3-season contract. Guys, 2 seasons, forget about it. We offer you 3-season contract. Okay, 3 season, I agree. I'm Allegri, yeah? 3 season, I agree. Okay. Who are we buying? Because the team is really not good. Do we still have Cristiano Ronaldo or not? No, he will leave. He will leave. Especially if you come back, he will leave. But he has already in mind that he will leave because he doesn't want to. Okay. Okay, 3 years, I agree. Without Cristiano Ronaldo, I know it's hard, but I agree. Who are we buying? Because I need a few players here, because the team, they lost against Benevento. They lost against that team. They were really bad. They were not really great. Who are we signing? Max, we have some problems financially. We can't buy. Locatelli. And even Locatelli, we will not even pay him because we have no money. So we will try to Locatelli, but we have no money. COVID, Ronaldo salary, bad management, Ramsey, he's not performing. We bet on him, he's not performing. Okay. So you are expecting from me that I come back with a team that is really not doing well, that arrived with a miracle in Champions League thanks to the goal of Faraoni, without Cristiano Ronaldo, without any signing, and you want from me that I come for 3 years, taking all the insults that will come. I do remember that discussion, Juve Empoli or Empoli Juve. No, it was Juve Empoli. Allegri, Chiellini. That's the team, coach. This is what we are. So you're expecting from me that I come in 3 years, that I take all the thing, but we have no money to invest, and you give me only 3 years. You're my buddy. You respect me. I respect you. I know that you always wanted me to keep me at Juventus. Okay, give me 4 years, because the first year I will try to do better. Try to win at least a trophy. The second year, can we still invest a bit or not? We can go to a bit of players, but we can. There is a bit of margin. We can. Okay. On that year, we will win the Scudetto again. The second year, we win the Scudetto again. I'm convinced. And then the third year, we do beautiful investment, and we go back to the victory Juve, the great Juve that we are. Okay, but I need 4 years. Otherwise, the first year, we already lost it. According to me, this is how and why Max Allegri received 4 years. I can be totally wrong in my made-up story. But I really believe that that's how it went. And it would be also logical. Then you're all great warriors. Ciao, Jolle. You are all great warriors. Saying that, but if I was Alexandro, I would leave. If I was Max Allegri, I would leave. Would you say no to 6 million euro? I die. Ragazzi. You know, I always said in all my life, when you are sad, you need to leave a job. I've never earned 6 million euro in my life, and I will never earn 6 million in my life. If you're not happy, you leave. one day in a job, I was not happy. And I understood it really quickly. And I knew that if I left my job, I would have €0. Also not from the state and so on, because I was leaving. I left. Dignity, happiness over everything, and so on and so on. And I left. And I have always been proud of that. Happiness over staying obliged somewhere. Years later, I found myself in a position where I was earning nice money. And I was not happy anymore. I have been happy, but I was not happy anymore. But guys, I have an apartment. It's a duplex. I have a son. I have a wife. We have some costs. It was not as easy to say, I just leave because I'm not happy. You don't find your happiness back. When you're not happy anymore, it's really difficult to be happy again in a work environment. It was not that easy to leave. At the end, I made my decision to leave, but I couldn't. I just couldn't. So I found an agreement with my work. I spoke with them, we found an agreement, and it was okay. But leaving myself in that situation would have been extremely difficult. Sometimes, it's easier said than done. And sometimes you can do it, sometimes you can't do it. Forza Inter is saying, change your name, change your nickname. Then I can't call you. But he's saying, mad respect to you, Beppe. If my team was in your position after a game like that, I wouldn't be able to do a live. Mad respect. I believe these are the most difficult lives, but the most important ones. Everyone can put the camera on when we are winning. Hey, that's easy. That's easy. Sam is reminding me, Pepe, it was meant to be a short life. It was meant to be a short life. Chef, Forza Juve. Juve Pulse, when you're a joke clone, you should leave. Better than thousands of fans mocking you. Leave behind the beauty. Don't ruin a career of 6 million. For 6 million. Hey, Henrik, it's not only 6 million. I don't believe it's just money. It's scholarship of kids. It's scholarship of kids. It's where you live, the quality of life, friendships. It's a lot. And then you have people that love to travel, love to discover, so people that do not do it. Roberto Gallo, ciao Beppe, I love you. Buonasera, Roberto. I will close now. Beppe, would you take Di Baligno back? No. No. Then again, no, but if he comes, I will be his first supporter. But today, no. No. Kamaboko, you need to stop writing this because I have absolutely no idea what it means. And every live you are writing this. And I don't know, maybe it's an insult, maybe not. I have absolutely no idea what it is. And as if I don't know what it means, then I can't explain you. Aloy, thank you for the donation, buddy. Look, that was the last one. staying with you for 2 hours is like a movie, Beppe. Sometimes you have also horror movies, huh? If Dybala comes back, his first gesture will be look up in the VIP seats. There will be nobody anymore. Watching from Caribbean, Trinidad and Tobago. Roland, you know that we have some people in Trinidad and Tobago that are watching as well. We have from Trinidad and Tobago, we have a few. We also have from Saint-Vincent and Grenadines. We have people from everywhere in the world. I'm really, really proud of that. Trinidad and Tobago, Chicago. Anyway, thank you, Aloy. It's time for me to say goodbye. 5 Claps is saying that one word means fat head with no hair. Could be, huh? Could be, but twice. Why? Once is enough then, huh? Jürgen, buonanotte. Buonanotte from Montreal, Dragoons 8. Dai ragazzi, has been unfortunately a really bad day. But luckily we were together. You know that I have still not realized that we lost 4-1. Wolf wants to see the newspapers. Mamma mia. Gazzetta is always later, huh? But Corriere dello Sport is there. Let's see. It's strange, huh? With one loss, we were second. We would have been still second, huh, guys? Would have been still second. We are now 7th. The papers. Sprofondo Juve. Sprofondo is the, how can you say, you know, the deepest of the ocean. When you're really, how do you call that? Sprofondo. Sprofondo is really, you know, when you're falling deep into the ocean. Sprofondo. Let me check for the correct word. Sprofondo means, yeah, sink, but it's not really sink. It's more than sink. It's really, you know, like sank to the bottom. Thank you, Ahmad. Yeah, drown, sank to the bottom, rock bottom. Yeah, rock bottom. Yeah, this is it. Lost 10 points in ranking and then were destroyed in Empoli 4-1. Lazio is doing a party. Champions. I forgot about that. They are in champions mathematically. They party. Tutto Sport. Juve. Che pena. Juve. What a pity. But no, more che pena in miserable. Not what a pity. It's a what a pity, but miserable. Federal Court of Appeal takes 5 points away because it was 15 and it went to 10. But it's clear and open that they still have the intention to keep Juventus out of the cups. There's still the salary maneuver. The minus 10 were given at 15 minutes of the game. Players totally allo sbando, I mean, totally allo sbando. Hey, again, these kind of things I don't know in English. Allo sbando. Yeah, in disarray. Never heard about that. In disarray. Yeah, allo sbando. Supporters mortificati, dead, inside dead, and furious. Allegri. Uno stilicidio, mancanza di rispetto. I don't know what he's speaking about. Mourinho. Rigged Serie. Ringed Serie. And here you have a text that I'm really curious to read from Guido Vassiago that is saying, mission accomplished. Not from Juve, of course, but from people that wanted Juve out. And the mission is accomplished. From Tiago Motta to Italiano, the casting from De Laurentiis that will lose Spalletti. Colin, Juve have carried the Serie A and the Azzurri on our back for years. They will live to regret this. They better kill us. They better kill us. They better kill us because if you don't kill us today, we will come back. And we already showed what we were able to do when they didn't kill us in 2006. I don't know how long it will take. I have no idea. Can take 1 year, can take 5 years, can take 10 years. Cancel us from football, because if you don't, we'll come back. We will come back. And stronger. I'm not sleepy. I'm thank you for the donation, Win. HHH Kalle from Sweden. By the way, big up to the Swedish community. Mamma mia, you're really, really, really a lot. You're really a lot. I'm really appreciate it. You know, sometimes you have like other big countries you expect, you know, being in top 5, and then you see Sweden. That is still a big country, but mamma mia, so many Juventini in Sweden, fantastic. So big up to people in Sweden. We need a big change from managers to players. Just look at Alexandro. We are down 3-0 and he's walking out, getting subbed off. We need the DNA back. I would blame Alexandro for million thing, Kala? For million thing. I would not blame him for walking out. Did you see how he went out? Did you see the face of Alexandro? It was a walk of shame. There was nothing anymore, guys. It was over. It was over. And he knew that he was, in that particular game, not one that gave, but probably one that took away. Ragazzi. Again, we need big change. I agree. Kala, managers to players, I agree. That Alexandro was the worst. Yeah. But not for... It was a walk of shame. It was over. He was totally... You saw the title of Tutto Sport, eh? What was the title of Tutto Sport? Mortificati. No. They said another word. Allo sbando. Allo sbando. In disarray. Then, I'm not here to defend Alexandro, guys. Far from me. But big up again to the Swedish community. And guys, I really want to stop now. Cenki Slim, grazie Cenki. Funny game was postponed to the day of decision. You know, I thought a lot about it. About the fact that the game was today. It was for Europa League. The game has not been postponed to be on the day of the thing, because actually originally it was on Monday. There were some accounts that reported that it would have been on Tuesday and then they put it on Monday, but it's not true, because initially I have always had it planned on Monday. I knew it would happen because of the game of Europa League. So it's like Roma played also today, yeah. So for me, no, that's not the reason, Chunky. But the timing. What was the first time that we spoke about breaking? They are asking 11 points. It was this morning, super early. El Shahali was still sleeping this morning when I posted the first news. When was it? It was... I'm checking, huh? 11:11. That's when I published the news. 11:11 a.m. in Europe. The request of 11 points deducted. And they waited like 15 minutes before we played. When we were warming up. That one was a hard one. Anyway, ragazzi. Now I close. Ciao Daniel Perrone. Oh, thank you for being here, guys. Now, Jean Daniel is correct. Now I'm sleepy. Now I'm tired. André is at work. Poor André. fino alla fine Sir Raz. Premiere, Beppe take some rest. Now, yeah, now I will take some rest. Ciao Giratina. In the few hours we wake up again and we do a video. Ciao ragazzi.